Hello everybody and welcome back to Jeffy and Chihuahua. Today we're going to be working on a really cool soap project. This is actually a special order from one of my friends, so I'm really excited to make this bar. The last bar we did on this channel together, we put some really cool mica lines in the soap, and I really love that technique, but I was not really satisfied with how that bar turned out. I thought it could have gone a little bit better. So we're going to be doing the mica lines again and with a little bit of a different design, so hopefully this one turns out just a little bit cooler. To start off, I used a cane mold to make a long cane of soap, and this is heart-shaped. And I'm going to slice this into really thin little pieces, and that way we can use this on the top of our soap to make a nice little design. So this is one of my little heart pieces, and I'm slicing them pretty thin. You could technically make these a little bit thicker if you wanted, but my cane is not very long, and I wanted to do this design from one end of our mold to the other, so we're going thin for these little pieces. So these are all the little heart pieces that I've cut out. I think I got a pretty good amount for only having half of a cane stick. For this project, we're going to be using this 12-inch tall mold from Brambleberry. This mold holds about 3 pounds of soap, but before we move on to our oil and lye water, I want to prep out our colorants. Our goal today is going to be to go from one really light color all the way to a dark color, and because of the friend I'm making this for, I want to use this really cool pink color and this white color. Now the way we're going to do this is portion out into 6 portions our colors, and because we're using 3 pounds of soap, we know that each cup is going to be mixed with half a pound of soap. A half pound of soap can have about 1 teaspoon of colorant in it. If each of these little blocks represents a 1/4 teaspoon, then we'll be able to measure out our colors really easily. Now you might notice that I went 5 up, and that's technically going to be 1 1/4 teaspoon of mica powder, which is a little bit above the recommended 1 teaspoon per half pound of soaps. You can always add a little bit more if you'd like, and for this recipe, to make it easy and be able to do all 6 colors, we're going to go ahead and take the liberty to put a little bit of extra mica color in. So here you can see I have all 6 of my little cups lined up. And I'm just going to take my 1/4 teaspoon scoop and start scooping on this end. And this cup will get 5 scoops, this cup will get 4, 3, 2, 1, and this one will get no pink scoops. Then I'm going to switch to the white color and we'll do the same thing but opposite, and that'll give us perfectly gradiented colors. So here I have some of my oil. I'm just going to take a little measuring scoop and put the same amount of oil in each of our cups. So the next thing you're going to want to do with your little cups is take a little baby whisk or something to stir it with and just get everything really well incorporated. If you start with your lightest and go to your darkest, it'll be the best. That way your original white doesn't get any discoloration in it from any of the pinks. Just about ready to mix our lye water with our oils, and the one last thing I want to show you guys to have set up before you get started is one of these little dusters. You can get these at Brambleberry for like $2 or $3, and they're really cool. You just pour a little bit of mica in it, and then you can do tapping on it really lightly to give you the perfect amount of mica powder for these lines we're about to do. 2 other things that you're going to want is an extra little mixing bowl. That way when we scoop out each portion for our color, we have somewhere to mix it. And you're also going to want a 1 cup scoop, because 1 cup is 8 ounces, so that should be about half a pound of our soap. And since we have 6 colors for 3 pounds, this should be perfect for measuring out each portion of our soaps. My lye water is almost completely cooled down to the temperature I need it to be. So now I'm going to add just a teeny bit of sodium lactate to it, and that will just help us unmold. The temperature of my oils and my lye water are within 10 degrees of each other, so I'm ready to combine and whip these together. Now that my oils and lye water are mixed together pretty well, I'm going to add about 2 ounces of this Plumeria fragrance oil. So what happened next is I used my stick blender to blend that fragrance oil into our batter. When you use a stick blender to blend your fragrance oil in, it makes your soaps harden a lot quicker, and I didn't realize that until after we made this batch, but I was really satisfied with what ended up happening because as the soap got harder, I was doing farther up layers, and I ended up having to use my hands to squish together some of the layers, and they didn't totally combine. That's how we have all of these white pieces throughout. But I actually really love this final look, and I feel like it's something that you might want to do on purpose. Just be prepared to work quickly once you do this because it really does start to set up quick, and I was working as quickly as I could to get all these layers together. But I think that as long as you make sure to push it down into the mold, every layer as well as you can, you could get some really cool designs with these forced little pockets of hardened soap already. I'm just going to take 1 full cup scoop of our batter and put it into our extra bowl. Our first color. Alright, then you're going to want to smooth your first layer out to reach all of your bottom. Then you're ready for your first layer of mica powder, and you're just going to tap from one end to the other. So same as last time, plop all the way down the middle and try and spread. And our next scoop of soap. This is setting up on me so bad. Alright, next layer ready. So for our final stage, I'm going to spray our top with a little bit of alcohol, and then we can put our little hearts on the top. Alright, I seem to have smoothed the top out with some alcohol and one of my little mittens pretty well. Now I'm just going to start on one end with our hearts and go to the other. I'm making a little mix of alcohol and mica powder. I'm just going to paint this on the top of our bar, and I think it'll look a lot nicer with just a little coat of some mica. So this is the bar after I painted the top with some more mica powder, and it was just a little mix of mica powder and alcohol. Now I'm just going to let this complete drying for the next 24 hours, then we can come back and see the beautiful inside. So this is our bar completely unmolded. I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out. I'm really excited for us to cut this open and see what's inside. So I've beveled off about what I think is necessary. I'm really excited about these little white dots. I think that they're going to make the inside of this bar look so much cooler than our original design. All right, I have our soap cutter completely set up. I have the top of our loaf on one of the sides, and that will help so that the mica powder doesn't make lines when it gets dragged through by these little strings. That was definitely my hardest cut yet, but we have all the bars completely cut. So let's go ahead and take out one of these bars. These look so good. I would officially say that this project was a success. I really like our little mica lines. They are kind of light in this one. I didn't make them as thick as I normally do because I was a little worried about the soap setting, but I like that you can still see them. They add a nice little touch. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more videos. I'll see you again next time. Bye.